30 seconds, really. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Chance's Chat and Friends. And, of course, I'm Doc G. We have Chance McFadden. Not a lot of the people here right now, but we'll have more guests later. This show is for entertainment purposes only, but also may not be. Welcome, Chance.
Hi, guys. Okay, here's who's not here tonight. Fascinating Brian is not here. Wyatt is not here. He said the intel is dried up, but I told him to listen because the intel is not dried up, okay? Because here's what I'm doing tonight. I'm giving you half of the intel at the very beginning, and the other half is coming at the very end, okay? We got other guests popping in tonight. We got the stem cell ladies coming in, and we have Dr. Wiedemann coming in at 8:30. So please stay tuned. We got a lot of things going on tonight. There's some really good information that I'm going to give you right now. Nobody else has this information. I guarantee you. I've looked for it on the internet to see if anybody would realize what in the heck's going on. Thank you. My hair is getting darker. Oh, it's right here. It's just, yeah. And I got my LifeWays patches on my neck tonight. Hello, Linda. Listen, everybody wonders, why haven't we RV'd yet? Okay, there are test RVs. They're going on. People are being called in gradually. It's inevitable, okay? Certain programs are being released and funded, okay? And there are bondholders that are being paid, okay? But it's not the stepped up process that we all want to see. Now, it won't go into a shotgun start because that would create mayhem. But what will happen is things will I've got a cold. I'm still coughing. I'm trying to get rid of it. I'm working on it, guys. So there's other things going on that are slowing things down with the process. Now I'm going to tell you what those things are that are slowing the process down. I will next week, okay? I will. I'll bring the guitar that we're going to give away. We're going to do a guitar raffle. Here's what's going on. Okay, anybody, I'll be watching the screen, okay? Okay. I'm watching the screen. You tell me where Trump's been this week. Anybody, tell me where he's been. Anybody got an answer for that? Somebody's got to answer. Somebody's got to know where Trump was at this week. Oh, wait a minute. I know. Okay. One of the lookalike Trumps was no, he wasn't in Gitmo. One of the lookalike Trumps was moving around the United States and he was doing his thing, and the real Trump was in Iraq. He was in Iraq this week. No, Iraq. Why was he in Iraq? Well, because the Iraqi are dragging their feet just a little bit too much. Now, you got to remember, they've had to send in the Republic of the United States Treasury over twice this year alone. Okay? And we thought we had them all. I thought we had them all straightened out, and we would have seen the masses going in by now. But he went over there because he wants to settle the problems with Iran. Now, before I talk about Iran, just realize that Kurdistan is selling oil right now at $2.73 through the pipeline. They don't want to sell that oil at $2.73 a gallon. They don't want to sell it at that. Or not a gallon, barrel. Or whatever it is. I don't know. Come up with your own form of whatever. They're getting $2.73 per dinar. That's what they're getting. They don't want that. They want $4.50, $4.75, $5, which is what the dinar is going to come out at. Okay, and Kurdistan's are PO'd off about it. They're real mad about it. The oil's flowing, but they're not liking it. So what they're kind of doing is they're kind of trickling down the oil to the other countries that they're going because they're not getting paid the good money. Okay, and I don't blame them. Now, let's go back to Iran. In the Iraqi government, in their military, in the Iraqi military, there's 150,000 Iranians in that are part of the Iraqi military. That's a lot. Okay, I live on the Illinois-Iowa border. And so if I brought 150,000 people over to serve in my military across, 1 mile across the river, then that's what it is. Compare it to that. Compare it to your local thing. Okay, so they don't want to kick the Iranians out because they need the numbers in their military. Trump is sending 150 special forces. Yes, they are starting to get paid, Jim, but it's not the right amount. It's a $2.73. Okay. And so they're not getting paid what they wanted to. Hi, Jerry. So what we got to do is we've got to get these special forces over there. And these special forces, just remember, these guys they're like super soldiers, okay? They don't say that. They say special forces, but they're sending 150 against 150,000. That's weird. Okay. 1%, I guess, or 1% of 1%, whatever. Doesn't matter. But Trump's getting the special forces over there, and he's negotiating now with Iran because they're still making bombs over there, guys. And the general population, regardless of what is released in the news, the general population of Iran is saying, we hate the United States. We want to bring them down. We want to kill them all. Americans are all bad. Okay? And that's not what they present to the public. Well, listen, Trump is a master negotiator. He's going to fix it. And I have a back wall date that they think he will have everything fixed by. And that back wall date is March 24th. That's 11 days. That's 11 days from now. Now, I cannot, in my wildest dreams, even wrap my head around any leader of any country that would not want Gassara for its country. The prosperity that they are going to experience is way beyond the best it's ever been over there for them. Okay? I want you to look at different YouTube videos that show what the high-line structures and the businesses are in Iran and Iraq. These are all very prosperous and modern buildings, and it's not the shacks and the sand floors that we think people are living in over there. It's a different culture, okay? But just do a little bit of research into Iran and Iraq and how the people live, the lifestyles, and what they do over there. And they're no different than us. They just speak a different language. They have a different they have a different God. And that's, but when their God says to go kill people that don't believe in him, that's when the problem is. And that's been a lot of it. The separation of religions has been a problem through the years and years and years. Okay. I've been taking a lot of vitamin C. I'm taking about 50,000 a day. Okay. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate it. Okay. And so anyway, when you realize that these people aren't that different from us, it's just their economy's been affected just like ours has been through Bidenomics and the devaluation of the fiat currency. So what we must realize is just have faith. The Lord's going to fix it. His tool is Trump. The real Trump is over there. I may have said something I shouldn't have said, but too bad. We have a right to know what's going on. Now, the rest of the intel will come at 10 minutes till 9, 10 minutes before the show is over. So I want you to pay attention to how this all ties together. Okay? I have oil leaf extract. I take all this stuff that you guys didn't understand. I have everything. I have like a holistic pharmaceutical situation in my on top of my microwave. So, okay, here's the deal. Doc Wiedemann brought this to me, and what I want you guys to do is I'm going to read this email that Doc Wiedemann sent to me. He is going to be on the show at 8:30 tonight. And this email is about Ilhan Omar. Ilhan Omar, the U.S. representative from Minnesota, is reported to have married her own brother in order to illegally enter this country and become a representative. Okay, I'm reading this letter, and Doc G, if you want to put that letter on the screen, that's fine. I'm going to read it to him anyway for the people listening by radio.
Go ahead.
We are asking each of you to file a complaint with the DHS ICE division to have her investigated for having broken the law in order to illegally enter this country. If the investigation proves that they broke the law, she should be reported along with her children. She has children? She has children with her brother? Oh, man. Oh. Okay, don't get me going. I don't even want to go there. Prayers for the children. That's all I got to say. If you suspect someone is in the United States illegally and you want to report it, you can contact the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, that's ICE, through their Homeland Security investigations, not invasions. Homeland Security Investigations, HSI, the tip line. The tip line is 1-866-DHS-2-ICE. That's 1-866-347-2423. And if you go online and get a copy of the tip line by going to www.ice.gov/tipline. You can go onto the website, and what you need to do is complain. You need to complain about this individual who is obviously a plant to try to help the liberals destroy us from within. Okay? So you can also contact the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, the CBP, if the issue is related to border security. However, it's important to note that immigration status can be complex and reporting someone should be done with caution to avoid misunderstandings. If you're concerned about criminal activity, local law enforcement, you may also be an appropriate contact. contact her office. Tell her to resign. Elon Omar, 1730 Longworth House Office Building, Washington, D.C., 20515 is the zip code. And the phone number is 202-225-4755. Let's get this unpatriotic individual out, okay? She needs to go home and play games there, okay? We're not playing these games, okay? We don't want people like this trying to destroy our government from within. Are you understanding what I'm saying? Okay. If you want to complain to your congressman, to your senators, probably. I wouldn't be surprised, Lori. Not anymore. Reading today that parasites cause sinus inflammation. Need a parasite cleanse. I took so much anti-parasitic stuff, I'll probably spend all day tomorrow on the toilet. So there you go. I know you did not need to know. There's a video supposedly that caught her telling her compatriot in their language what to do if ICE comes to get them. If that is true, then it's a crime because she's a member of Congress. Okay? And another thing, if you really want to be a patriot, hi, Carlisle, how are you? If you really want to be a patriot, I don't know how to pronounce her name. Carol? Isn't this all just... I don't know how to pronounce your name. Carlisle? Carolyn? I don't know how to pronounce her name. She's a lady from Australia. We talk once in a while on chat. Yes, Diane, I know you. It's a movie. And yes, we know what's going on. But here's the thing. We could actually... We're seeing this movie play out in real time, guys. It's playing out in real time. Because it's playing out in real time, you can change the outcome. Now, I'm going to interrupt stuff. I want to ask my son a question about a movie we watched last night. What was that movie we watched last night, Mickey?
What movie? Nicolas Cage?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Oh, well, figure it out. This guy, he played a Las Vegas mentalist magician, and he could actually see 2 minutes into his future. Do you remember that? Do you remember that show, Doc?
I don't know what it was called, though.
I can't either.
I'll get it right now. Hold on.
He's going to look it up. Mickey's going to look it up, but it was a great show. And that means that every time you look into the future or you participate in something going on in the movie, you can actually change that event. Okay.
So you pronounce it Carol.
Ah, Carol. Okay. Cool.
Carol,
okay.
Carol.
Carol, yeah.
Okay. Sorry, Carol, we
Right.
screwed up your name.
What was the movie?
Next.
It was called Next. So if you want to change the outcome of this movie, you can do it. You have the power to do that. You got to learn how to complain. Okay. I had somebody call me on the phone and they said, I just want to know one thing about you, Chance. I said, yeah, what's that? And they said, if you could ask Trump one question, just one, what would it be? And I thought about it for a minute, thought about all the things that I would like to ask him. And the one thing that I thought about that was more significant than anything else is, when are you going to cancel the executive order of the PEAD Act, PEAD? Because the PEAD Act has not been, the executive order has not been canceled. Now, if it was canceled right now, you're going to see everything lining up so stinking fast. Okay. The rest would come for the state's attorneys, for the governors, the police, you'd have U.S. Marshals in there arresting police. Why would all that happen, Chance? Are you out of your mind? Why would everybody? Well, first of all the elected officials don't have any oath of office. It looks purple. Yeah, it probably is. Must have been that Prince music I was playing earlier today. So think about it. They have sworn an oath to the Masons. The police have, the sheriffs have. They're all Masons. Okay. So how can you can't serve two masters? You can't do it. Oh, okay. Thank you. Hey, you guys, Bernadette, we appreciate you. We'll have the rest of the intel at the end. We're getting mixed messages from the internet, and I'm going to tell you the truth on what is going on with the gold. Okay, what is going on with the gold? What happened was they borrowed. The new government, the Republic, has borrowed gold to put in the coffers of Fort Knox so that our economy will not totally crash. But we didn't get enough. Okay, even though some gold isn't going to back up a fiat currency. That's just an illusion. Fiat means nothing's backing it. So they put it in there they put borrowed gold and they put it in there. But guess what? We've all seen what's happened in the stock market the last 2 days. And I just sit there and I laugh my ass off. Okay? Because we're seeing, and guys, listen to me. Oh, gosh, Doc, what have I said time and time again about cryptocurrency? Okay? I don't like it. Did I mention I don't like it? Okay. Also, I don't believe in it because Lynette Zhang is absolutely right. If you do not hold it, you do not own it. So, if you noticed, the crypto market has been taking a major dump. Everything. Now, XLP and whatever, I don't even follow them. The PEAD Act, the PEAD Act, Presidential Executive Administration document. Look up what it means on internet. I'm not going to explain it to you. Okay. Yep, there you go. Rachel said it. Cryptocurrency, dead currency. It's just another form of fiat currency. If you don't hold it in your, there's only one real kind of money. We've kind of extended God's blessing to. We've extended the blessing to include assets, which He created for us. But God says there's only two kinds of currency, and that's gold and silver. Now we know there's others. There's other heavy metals that are worth a lot of money. Palladium, platinum. We know about this.
Chance, can I say something real quick? I want to make a comment on the cryptocurrency because when I asked my friend Jordan Maxwell, who passed away several years ago before crypto, I think, became real big, I said, what's your thoughts on cryptocurrency? And he says, they tell you what they're going to do ahead of time in everything they do between movies, TV, news, or whatever. He said that the fact that it's called crypto and it's a bit of a coin tells you everything you need to know. I don't want no part of it. So there you go.
And I feel exactly the same way.
Same for me.
Wait a minute. What's with my hair? That's my real hair. Okay, I'm not wearing a wig. This is my real hair. Okay. I am a musician. There's a story about my hair that I'll tell when this show turns into a music show. But a few years back, I cut 9 inches off. So,
how long did you let it grow? Did you let it go down to your back?
Oh boy, yeah. It got in the way of bodily functions, if you know what I mean. So that's why I had to cut 9 inches off. Plus, it was starting to get a little. it was starting to get brown back there. So
that's like Crystal Gale. Crystal Gale, right? She went all the way down to where her back of her feet. I'm like,
yeah.
how does she even do normal stuff? I mean, it's just.
Yeah. Okay, copper. Copper's really going up. It's a very useful industrial metal, and copper has been going up. I remember when Debbie Stevens, she said she was buying copper rods, and she said they were, and she'd buy them regularly and buy quite a few of them. She'd buy copper rods, and they were like $1.50 each or something like that. And then she says, "You know those copper rods?" She said, "They're up to $4.50 each now." And I said, "Oh. See, so copper's a good thing too, but it's a very, very useful industrial metal." Okay. Nobody caught what I said when.
It's okay. They're just into the RV. They're just waiting for the news intel. I'll be honest with you.
I'm talking 9 inches, 9 inches of hair, guys. I'm talking 9 inches of hair.
A lot of hair.
Okay. So anyway, I just thought I'd shake y'all up. Getting ready for bed. Wake up at 4 a.m. to work tomorrow. Love you all. Okay, watch the replay tomorrow because we got some cool guests coming on. The crypto ladies, or the crypto. The stem cell ladies are coming on here in a few minutes. Todd Rudgren, great musician, fantastic. Hello, it's me. I've thought about us for a long, long time. Yep.
Yeah, great song.
Yeah. Remember, I am a musician. I am not a truther. God.
Hey, Chance, do you know? You probably know this answer. Did you know that Todd Rundgren was involved in the back in Meatloaf, the album?
No, I didn't know that.
He was involved in the whole thing. Him and of course
Jim Steinman.
Yep, Jim Steinman.
Yeah.
He was all contributor of that whole album, and he was playing in the background on the album like a session musician, and he helped produce and direct that album with Steinman. So
we haven't seen a lot of Todd Rundgren lately, but Todd Rundgren's been popping up on Daryl Hall's show, Live at Daryl's House. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, Daryl's house. Yep.
He popped up there, and I go watch it regularly because it's very inspiring. Because it's the better music out of the 80s and the 90s. Lindsay Wagner, you're talking about Lindsay Wagner? I met her at a show. She's a great lady. Quite the open mind and open heart. Put that comment back up there.
Hold on one second. Let me finish Diane first.
I sat there and talked to Lindsay Wagner during a time that nobody was talking to her. And we're just sitting there chatting. And she said, "Were you a big fan of the show?" And I said, "Well, not particularly. I'd glance at it and stuff like that." But I said, I remember I was talking directly to Lindsay Wagner. And I said, I remember this one episode where this guy had the power to heal himself by going inside his own consciousness and healing himself. And she knew that whole script. And the characters and the actors that played him. She knows her business. But I never was much of a fan for $6 Million Man and Bionic Woman. To me, it was like a cheap dime store version of Superman, and with no flying and no capes, and but it was cool. A lot of people liked it, and
Andre the Giant was in $6 Million Man. He played the guest of the Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
Oh yeah. I knew that. Yeah, and then they did a bunch of promo photos and everything with them sitting together and stuff. Yeah, it was cool.
And they said he was the nicest guy they ever wanted to meet. I think that was way before Princess Bride.
Right.
I know trivia too.
Yeah, I know. It's pop culture, and you can't help but know it.
I know it's all bull crap anyway. I mean, it's wasted stuff.
Yeah, Doc Wiedemann just said. He says when you get the minerals, you'll be able to leap tall buildings with a single bound. Well. I'm taking the minerals. I've been taking them for a while again now, and they do work. And they helped my Lexi dog have another 6 months of life when her kidneys were failing. And She laid in bed with me every night for 6 months, and she'd wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. She was hungry. I didn't give her regular dog food. I gave her the expensive stuff. She expected that at 4 o'clock, and then at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then she'd lay back down and go to sleep. But she got up and she was, socializing with the other dogs. And it was fun. We got an extra 6 months out. I know. I could tell because it was 6 months. She was failing fast. And then we started on the vitamins. And then she bounced back. Okay. And she bounced back rather quickly within a couple of weeks. So, guys, the vitamins, the longevity minerals, I shouldn't say vitamins, I should have said minerals. The longevity minerals will work wonders on your animals. Okay. Megan gets, you ready for this? Okay. Yeah, I know. Okay. I know what you're going to say afterwards. So just hold on. Okay. Megan gets half a pound of ground turkey every day. Why do I do this? Okay. I don't, it's going to come in black on its own. Okay. I'm just going to let it do it. I put the patches up here and it'll come in quicker. Okay. But she gets a half a pound of ground turkey every day. And I sprinkle the minerals right on it. Use a little eyedropper. And yes, I have methylene blue. And I haven't been, the reason I haven't been using it is because of you have to have very high percentage of distilled water. You can't get distilled water from the store. It's got to be higher than that. What the actual resolution of it is, I don't know, but you have to have like distilled water that you make yourself, and you have to run it through twice. Methylene blue works really good, but you have to have the right. You can't do it with city water. You can't do it with bottled water. You got to use the distilled water, and it's got to be at a certain pH level. So I need to research that a little bit more and maybe start getting going on that. Maybe I can be 50 again. Anyway, so Doc, I understand. Yes. Since we're kind of free falling here.
Yeah.
You got some new shows coming on in the works. Can you tell me about some of the new shows coming on?
Yeah, I mean, not to mention Doc Wiedeman's show will be coming out hopefully very soon. We also have the ladies are going to be having a show with us. I am going to be doing a show with an entertainment lawyer from the perspective of what a musician and a person needs to know about navigating the music scene. He's going to be interviewing celebrities and people like that. I just met somebody today. We're going to be doing an auto show because I was an automotive mechanic for 25 years, plus an IT guy. So we're going to be talking about all kinds of collector things and bringing collectors on, talking about their cars and stuff. That's only, a few shows right now. I've got more in the can. Plus I've got a guy that does relics on Sirius Radio. And he agreed to bring his show to me too, which he's going to talk to people at Sirius Radio about us. Because I don't know if you guys know, we were number one on iHeartRadio for over 3 months. We beat every FM radio station in New York City, the market. That's the number one market on the East Coast. Every radio station on the East Coast, number one market in New York City, we beat them all. So they didn't like that. They got mad. They put us all the way down the bottom. Then we said, okay, put us in the Philadelphia market, which is the 6th largest market on the East Coast. We beat all them stations on that for another 2 months. After that, they said, okay, we'll keep you here, but nobody's going to find you. So we said, okay, we're not going to be here anymore. And we just removed ourselves. Because I don't go anywhere where people say, I got to tell people to go to iHeart to listen to us. They better be there. If we're not there, I'm not going to be there. I don't want to be there. So I go where I'm wanted and needed. And with shows that are going to come to you with all the information that we have and all the great shows like what Chance does, and even the show before this called Helping Hand, where they they do like a skit where they talk about everything in life and all these little skits they talk about. Like, I mean, it's amazing, some of the stuff. But you won't hear that anywhere but this radio station. 30 years in June is what we're coming up to. And we're celebrating by bringing all these shows to everybody for what? Free. Free. Okay.
All right. Well, listen, we're not exactly in a position that we can do it for free anymore, but
no, but I mean, it's listen. You can listen for free. We ask for donations.
Yeah, right.
But the radio station itself, the listening is free. It'll never charge you anything for over 30 years.
Right. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I got it now. I'm a little slow. My coffee's empty. More coffee, please. Coffee boy. Oh, coffee boy.
But remember, okay. we're redesigning websites. We're still doing that, and we're making websites for people if they're still interested. We're doing what for $250 for the rest of the month, and then $50 a month. But they have to have an idea what they want.
You got to design your own content. We're not going to do it for you. Okay. Right. Okay. So there had a lady come to me and she said, well, I want to do my special kind of schooling and everything. I said, okay, well, what's your website? Well, we don't have one. Do you have a web address? No, we don't have that. And, well, what is it you want to put on? Well, I don't know. You design it for me. I don't understand what the format is. Okay. If you want to do a website, then you better imagine it in front of you. Okay. Imagine it in front of you and what the different categories are. Okay. All right. But listen, if you want a website, get a hold of me or Doc, either one. Right. Chance has more connections than you can ever have. Missouri girl with health information. I don't think we can inform him better than his contacts. I know a lot of people. I got a guy right now in Australia that has a natural foods, and he needs to get a hold of me again because I think I may have misplaced his information. So anyway, no, I haven't had any interactions with the Cars or Benjamin Orr. Do you know any of those guys, Doc?
I was friends with Elliot Easton for a while. He was the keyboard player in the band, but he's kind of like.
Wasn't he the left-handed guitar player?
Elliot Easton? No, I did the keyboard.
Yeah, no, he was. Oh,
who was the keyboard guy? That's the one I know.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Elliot Easton's the left-handed guitar player.
Then maybe it's the wrong guy, but the guy with the glasses. What the hell's his name? Oh, he's the keyboard guy. That's the guy I knew. That's the guy I know. I haven't heard from him in a while. But
of course, Rick Ocasek is gone.
Rick Ocasek, Benjamin Orr, and Elliot Easton. But I forgot the guitar guy. The keyboard guy. I don't know what the hell his name is.
Yeah, he had a very.
He's the guitar guy. Elliot Easton.
Right. Yeah. He had a very haunting voice. Do you feel we will RV before the end of the month? I'm hearing. Okay, you're going to get the rest of the information at the end of the show. Okay, in 2 minutes, we got the girls coming on from the stem cell patches. And we want you to, Ann is here. Okay, well, you can put her on.
There is Ann.
Hello.
Hi, Ann.
Hello. Lillian might be a little late. She had an appointment, but Max is here. He wants to say hi.
Hi, Max.
That's your puppy?
Yeah.
Hold him up here. We want to see him. We show dogs on this show.
We love dogs.
Oh, he wants to play. He's got his ball.
Yeah, he plays keep away only. He does not know how to play fetch. It's keep away. So he's a sweetie.
Yeah, I wanted to give my regrets on the air tonight, and okay. Thank you, Linda. I'll read that later. I wanted to send my regrets to LifeWave because I won a trip.
He did.
And where was the trip to?
Ponte Mita, Mexico. All inclusive, all paid for, everything, including the excursions.
I was so excited, and then I realized I can't go. I have a sick son. I have 7 dogs, and Brian is ill tonight. And Wyatt, I think he went to play to the pub to sing karaoke because he said his intel people didn't have any intel. So I already gave you the first half of the intel of why things are going slower, but I'm going to give you the second half of the intel at 8:50. Okay. So Ann and Lillian will have between now and 8:30, and then from 8:30 till 10:02, we're going to have Doc Wiedemann on. And so, and I don't know how to say this without, I gotta have to say this very, very carefully. I think I told Lillian this, but I got to say this very carefully because, I'm a heavyset guy. I got a beer belly, and I don't drink beer, but I got, the food belly, the ring around the, anyway, and that's coming at the end. Anyway, be that as it may, I don't look at myself in the mirror very often. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And because I don't look in the mirror, I just don't care. I know what I look like, so I don't need to. Oh, yeah. Okay. But what I've noticed is really crazy because I've had the typical fat guy, beer belly, saggy boobs type thing. Okay. Trying to use the right words. There might be children listening. I have noticed that my pectoral muscles are getting more defined.
Yeah.
I am not lifting weights. I am not doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I'm doing is
patches.
The patches.
Yeah.
And the mineral.
Yep.
So
the patches build lean muscle, and the minerals. So a lot of people think the patches are a save-all. It's not. That we think it's great, Doc Wiedemann's product with the minerals, because it's very important to have your minerals. By the patches, you're opening up your dormant stem cells, and when the dormant stem cells are awakened, your body's able to function the way that it should. And so you still need to eat proper food, proper diet, and take your minerals and vitamins, and it makes them work better because now you have what was asleep is now awake, and because it's awake, it absorbs those minerals and vitamins, nutrients much better.
Yep, that's absolutely correct. That's why I thought that the stem cell patches and the minerals and the longevity products are a very good fit together.
Yes, they absolutely are.
Right. Now, so my regrets to the people at LifeWave. Make sure you tell them that I'm very sorry, and obviously I'm a big proponent of them because we talk about them on the show all the time, and I also talk about on my other 2 shows that are on my private Telegram channel on Sundays and Tuesdays. And let me ask you about something else since I got you here, Ann.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're involved in the restoration of the Republic. Can
Yes.
you tell us how things are going there?
So the Republic is, I'm getting feedback, is getting their, you have to start at the county level. The counties have to rise up, give public notice, and there's 3 different ways to do that you are taking back your county. After you have a minimum number of counties, for example, Florida, we have 65 counties, but back in the 1800s, we only had 20 counties. So we need 20 counties to rise up. We have that. So Florida, everybody's given public notice right now. So within the next 3 to 4 weeks, Florida should be to the point where they're able to go ahead and take their state back. Everybody should join the Republic with their state because that's how you take everything back. Mr. T is with the corporation, and he's only with the corporation, and people don't realize that, but he had to take that role. That's how he's helping. He's helping by doing the executive orders. With the executive orders, then he's able to bring some things down and get the help that we need to be able to rise. Once we rise up, it's not a matter of him going, okay, Republic, you're going to rise. More than likely not going to happen. One of our members was actually with Eric T this past week, and he even said, we can't do it. You have to do it for yourselves. So we rely on our interim governor and interim secretary of state. And then there's the county levels. They have interim justices and interim clerk of courts, or say court clerks, really. And with that, they're able to go ahead and start to do the public notice. And so our county is going to be one of the first counties that is risen, because I'm one of the ones who helped put the sign up and the public notice up. We have it on a website, in a newspaper, and we publicly posted at the post office. So it's happening. Just go get involved. You've got to get your name on the list with your state in order to be an elector, because you will be electing your own governors in the Republic. You'll elect your justices, your sheriffs, etc. Now, if your sheriff already is constitutional, ours is not. He thinks he is, but he's not. But when your sheriffs are constitutional, you may choose to keep them. If they're not constitutional and they're doing things against we the people, then you're going to want to have somebody else rise up as the sheriff and elect them. But you've got to have your name on the list.
And is your sheriff a Mason?
I believe so.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Our sheriff is here, both of them. The one that just left, and they're both. And we can't have them. Okay, if they're Masons, you can't serve two gods.
That's right.
You only serve one.
Yep.
Okay,
yep.
So that's why God is implemented in the Republic. You know,
yep.
when you're taking your oath of allegiance to the Republic, God's in there with it.
Yeah.
Okay, so you can't serve two gods.
Yep.
Under God. Under God. That's the only thing that we will understand is under God.
Mm-hmm.
Everything else you'll overstand, because you don't want to stand under anyone except God.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, Debbie Stevens is the interim governor for the state of Iowa, and everybody knows Debbie. She's been on here. She's the APL Go lady. She's really good friend of mine, and I'm going to share an incident with you with the Republic. About 2 weeks ago, she called me and she says, I said, how's everything going? And she says, well, it's going good. It's going good. She says, but there are some people that were involved in the Fairfield contingency, Fairfield, Iowa, and they have a bunch of paperwork that we need for the restoration of the Republic. And I said, I know a lot of people in Fairfield. I said, is there any way I can help? She says, well, I doubt if you know these guys. And she gave me their name. One guy's name was, Mr. D, and the other guy's name was Mr. T, and the other guy's name was Mr. J. I won't say their names on the air. Mm-hmm. And she says, you don't know any of those. And I said, would you like their phone numbers? Yes, I had all of their phone numbers.
Wonderful.
I said and I told him, I said, Mr. D's in a nursing home, and the other two guys are pretty thick together, so you should be able to call them and get the documents that you need. And that's the last time I talked to Debbie. So she was just shocked that I knew these people. And I said, well, you got to remember, I was up there every Sunday in Fairfield for 8 years when Phil was alive, my brother Phil. And we were up there every weekend doing the trust laws and learning how to do trusts and,
mm-hmm.
and how to negotiate them and how to set them up and the proper way to do it and the proper way to get assets out of the trust. And so I had 8 years of it, and I had 8 years of these guys. So I know them all, and I have their phone numbers, and they still call me for information occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
They must be pretty desperate now to call me for information, because they get real touchy they get real touchy. They think they're the only ones that are. They kind of like a mutual admiration society. The Fairfield contingency. You know, they all just sit around and, oh, aren't we great? And we're all organized and everything. And they don't do anything. Okay? Hey, watch how I twiddle my thumbs. Look at that. Hey, I can do it like this over here. So that's some of the shenanigans that's going on in Fairfield. And it could be, I could describe it a lot worse than that, but I'll try to make fun of it instead. But there are some good people in Fairfield. I know a lot of people up there, and you know, it's you know a lot of people when you could walk down the street and you run into 10 or 15 people, say, "Hey, Chance, what are you doing in town?" You know.
Yes.
So, yeah,
that's awesome.
And it's a small town. You know, it's like 15, 17,000, something like that. A little bit bigger than Mayberry. But anyway, so what do you suggest for me getting rid of this cough? Because I'm taking everything that I can take. Is there a patch I can take, Ann, to get rid of this cough?
Well, if it's coming from the chest, you put the patches over your lungs. If it's coming from your throat, you put the patches over your throat. So
that's where I got them today. That's where I got them today, and I just got my new X39 and X49s in today.
Okay.
So maybe I'll double up for a couple of days and put some down here by my pecs, you know, and see what happens.
Put some there, and that, because like I said, if it's coming from the chest, that you want to open those lungs up. If it's coming from your throat, you want to calm the throat down. So
yeah. Well, it has calmed down since this morning, since I put them on.
Good.
But the number one thing I'm having, well, I should say the number, besides cough, the number one and the number two thing that I'm having trouble with is I'm having a hell of a time going to sleep at night because, first of all, the damn phone won't stop ringing. And second of all, my brain won't shut down because, you know, it just won't shut down. I mean, I got, you know, I don't even.
So that's kind of easy. So I know you have the Eon patch. That's in the blue, has the pretty blue color. So put the Eon. You can put it on a temple, behind an ear, or you can put it below your belly button, and that shuts your brain down. It relaxes you.
Okay, Australia will not have an RV until everything starts on the 4X. We're thinking a back wall, which I've already said, the back wall on the RV. We're waiting for Trump to have everything done by the 24th. Okay, then things will happen all over, not just in the United States. Okay. Dave Hodges is making a comment. He advised everybody several weeks ago to get into silver. It's going to go bold up to correct the gold-silver ratio. Gold went over 3,000 today. The ratio is 15-1. Silver will skyrocket. Yes, it will. And I don't have a lot of it, but I got a lot, and I got enough that, thanks to the ladies that donated to me, I got enough to make a difference in my portfolio. And it's so good to see you. We talk on the phone all the time, and it's so good to see you. And I get maybe Lillian isn't going to make it tonight because I'm trying.
She might not. She knew she had another appointment, and so.
Well, that's all right. We miss her, and she can come on next week, and we're going to see. At the end of the show, you're going to hear some really, really good intel, and I mean. This is stuff nobody else has got. I actually talked to one of my Intel guys, and oral iodine for the cough. It works for me. Thank you, Carol. I have some. So I don't know, 3 or 4 drops into some iced tea or something. I have some. I'll try that. Turn off your phone. No, I can't. I got to listen to my harp music. I go to sleep every night with the harp music because it does help release tension, and that's supposed to be God's music. And ever since Wyatt started preaching that to me. I've been listening to the harp music, and it does help. Instead of 2 or 3 hours to go to sleep, it only takes like 45 minutes. But the bad thing about it is listening to the harp music. I got a musician's mind, and I'm hearing the chord progressions and the notes they're playing, and they're all running through my head, and I'm analyzing them. Okay, so that's why it takes 45 minutes. I need to find something that's maybe a drone. Maybe I'll just listen to a drone or something. Put that on a loop. Put myself to sleep. And I'm going to tell you, it's been good having you on here.
Thank you.
Now,
I was going to say is when we go to, we will be in Mexico on a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So maybe that Thursday night we can be live from Mexico.
That would be good. We can do that. We can do that. If you can get to a computer, we can do that.
I use my phone.
Yes. Oh, hey, you know what? I'm going to interrupt you, but listen. Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. It's traditionally a Christmas song,
right?
But not to me. I will put that on, and it when I remember to put it on, I'm thinking, and because it's so complicated, it exceeds my musical capacity, so I don't analyze it. I just let it take me over. So a lot of people think it's a Christmas song, but it's not. So Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies is a good one to go to sleep to. And what's your puppy's name again?
Max.
He still won't give that ball up.
Nope, he won't.
Does he keep it with him? Does he keep it with him all the time?
Pretty much.
Is that his baby? Is that his baby? I'm Max.
Yes. See, he'll try to give it to me.
Oh, in your mouth?
Yes.
Mouth to mouth.
Yeah. Apparently, I'm alpha.
Yeah. Well, tell Lillian we missed her, and I sure appreciate you dropping by. And guys, if you want to order the stem cell patches, what you do is you email me. Okay? chancemusic@yahoo.com. I will send, and make sure you put your phone number in there, and I will send all of the information directly over to Ann, and she will take care of you as soon as humanly possible. And I know because I've sent her probably 40 people in the last month, and she takes care of every one of them. So we're going to get you going, because let me tell you something. When you get the stem cell patches, they work. Okay, I'm seeing improvements. You're seeing. I hate to say it, but yeah, I am. It looks like I'm getting younger. And by helping yourself with the stem cell patches, you are helping myself. You're helping Doc G. You're helping Hamilton Radio. You are helping Fascinating Brian, and you're helping Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
And so we appreciate you, and we appreciate your support with the stem cell patches. Okay? So keep that in mind. I love you, Ann. You take care.
Y'all have a good night.
And before you go, real quick, I just want to say thank you to Ann, because I was doing a show last night with a good friend of mine, Sal Serchia, who is the mayor of rock and roll in New York, and friends. And we had a special guest, Cheryl Cooley, a good friend of mine from the band Climax. And Ann was there supporting and chiming in. And I just love when other people from other shows come into my other shows and see what Hamilton Radio really offers.
Yep.
And I love that. And I just can't thank you enough for coming in. It made Cheryl feel so good. She was such a wonderful guest. She's a good friend and a wonderful person. And anybody that doesn't see that, especially in her, I don't know what they're looking for. She's probably one of the best entertainment friends that I have next to Chance, that are so easy to talk to, so wonderful to be with, and so excited to be with you.
Yes. One of the things, just for if anybody doesn't know who she is, got a meeting in the ladies' room. You got that song. I love that song. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So
Yeah, and
super,
don't
super sweet and a fun interview.
I Miss You Too is one of their big hits.
Yes, that's one of their big ones.
And we talked about that because that's about I miss you about, and I don't want to take up time, but this is about I miss you to anybody, not just relationships, but your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your grandpa, grandmom, all them people, or just coworkers. You just miss the person so much that song represents all that. That's why it's a great song. But anyway, thanks for being there. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I loved it. It was great.
Okay, thanks for coming by. We love you. God bless.
Bye, everybody.
So if you need stem cell patches, stem cell patches, just email me at chancemusic@yahoo.com. We'll get you set up. Okay.
There you go.
Doc.
Here
Doc Wiedemann should be in the.
Doc Wiedemann. There you go, Doc. On your mic, my friend. Come on in.
Oh man, did we underdress again, Doc?
Yes, I did. I'm sorry.
You overdressed. We got to get you some t-shirts and some jeans. So we just don't feel like we're good enough to be on here with you and looking so fancy and everything, you know. And here with my shovel hair and everything, you know.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Anyway, hey, good to see you guys.
What about some minerals?
Well, you were complaining about all your symptoms, and I can tell you exactly from a chiropractic standpoint what the problem is, and I can tell you from a mineral standpoint what your problem is.
Go ahead.
Your lungs are controlled by T2, second dorsal vertebra. Your throat is controlled by C4, C5, C6, and C7 for the thyroid. So, and insomnia, you want to have a C1 correction. That's with the atlas subluxation. That's what I take care of. Okay, the atlas subluxation complex. So that'll make you sleep like a baby. But from a longevity standpoint, the thing for the lungs, you want to take the killer biotic. And you also want to be on the healthy bone and joint for the T2 area. And that'll take care of the C1, C2, and C3 also. Okay. But in terms of sleep, the HGH has a tremendous sleep formula in it that will make you sleep like a baby. You know, that's the human growth stimulating hormone. And that's like for the pituitary. Okay.
Right.
So there you go. Bob's your uncle. So
yeah, well, you know what I need to do is I need to come up there and get an adjustment is what I
you sure do.
I'm long overdue, and so is Mickey.
Yes, you both are.
We're gonna have to see about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just getting things ready for the last Intel segment of the show. Doc, let's talk a little bit about your show that you're going to have on Hamilton Radio.
Yes, we're going to be on Tuesday nights. Doc, do you have a time for me yet?
8:00, like we agreed.
Okay, 8:00. Okay,
I just got confirmation from the other person. They're not going to do a show, so you got the time slot.
Okay, good. 8:00. That's Eastern time, right?
That is correct.
Okay, so that's 7:00 my time, and we're going to be covering a lot of stuff in there. We want to teach people how to use the website. We're going to have a tremendous amount of information on there. Marvin's going to be on there. Chance is going to be on there for a little bit, and we're going to actually be talking about. There's going to be quite a few things about the minerals. Why plant-derived minerals are so important. We're going to spend a lot of time on that. We actually have so much material to cover that we're going to have repeated shows, from Tuesday to Tuesday. And I might be on here a little bit just to promote the show, but we want people to understand that they can without breaking their budget, they can so improve their lives. It's not funny. And, you can, if you enroll in the right way, you can actually get some kickbacks for that so that you can afford more minerals. Because We not only help with vitamins and minerals, but we also help with vitamin M. You know, we can start out with very minimal outlay, and then as you promote yourself, and we can help you do that, you can actually begin to afford more, your supplements. And supplementation is the minerals are the foundation of everything. We were talking a little bit earlier about absorption and things like that. One of the problems with absorption is gluten intolerance, and we will spend a lot of time. See, one of the things that we start on with people is failed digestion. So many people cannot absorb what they're taking into their bodies because of failed digestive systems. And it's amazing what happens when you start to absorb. And we've already had several people this last week tell us that, oh, I'm feeling terrible. I just feel horrible, tired, and everything after starting to take the stuff. So we backed them off a little bit. Said you're overtaking because you're pulling toxins and poisons out of your body, because it will happen. This stuff works. And once they get that eliminated, then they can start taking more serious dosages, and it really works. I had someone tell me this just this past week. She's reintroducing the things that she was on at first, and is tolerating it now and doing much better. Her cravings have gone away, and her energy levels are up, and she's sleeping better, and all kinds of things are happening, with her. And it's just not just her, but many other people. So you can turn your life literally around with the vitamins and minerals, And what we also help people with is not wasting their money. I mean, we hear all kinds of things. Oh, this works. Oh, that works. Oh, we can focus you on what's going to work for you without wasting your money with buying, this and that and everything that comes along. You don't need that, because remember, it's your body that's going to heal you. It's not any magical thing that you're going to take. It's going to heal you. The body heals itself. It just needs no interference. It needs the nutrients it needs. It doesn't need anything more. It needs the 90 essential nutrients, and it needs freedom from interference. You take those two things, and your body will heal itself. We don't. The only thing, stop and think about this. There's only 3 people that can cure anything. That's the tobacco farmer, the butcher, and the tanner. They're the only 3 people that can cure something. And so really there is no such thing as a cure, because the body heals itself. It is this innate intelligence within you that you're born with that controls and directs the direction of your life, controls every organ, coordinates every organ, as long as you're free of interference. And your body just needs no help. It just needs no interference. There's not a crutch that you can give it. There are crutches you can give, but they don't heal anything. Okay. What you want is your own body directing itself, making its own decisions, assimilating as it sees fit, eliminating as it sees fits, and adapting to the environment. And when you have that perfect adaptation, your body is going to heal itself. So I don't know how much time I have left here, Chance, but
well, what I want to do, I want to address something here, Doc, that I think is very, very important. Okay.
Okay.
And that is, you got about 12 minutes, and I want you to talk to people and explain to them what kind of problems that you can have, because you've explained this to me before, and something that has to be addressed, because it's what causes beer belly in guys that don't drink, and that is gluten intolerance. Now I would like for you to take the next 12 minutes and address gluten intolerance, and and what can be done to do that, to reverse it.
Well, gluten intolerance is caused by a molecule. It's a very large molecule. It's like a bull in a china shop. When you take it into your body and you're intolerant to it, now intolerance is not an allergy. I've had people try to tell me, well, my doctor did tests on me and he says I'm not allergic to wheat. I'm not allergic to rye. It's wheat, oats, barley, and rye, and it's not an allergy. Your medical doctor has no test for it. What you have to do is get completely out off of gluten, get it out of your house. You have to, if you were to eat a bowl of poison ivy, for a salad, what would that do to you?
Make me pretty darn sick.
Well, yeah. Well,
Could
why
kill
is
me.
that?
Could kill me because it's not supposed to be in your body.
That's right. So, can I tempt you with a bowl of poison ivy? I mean, I've got some delicious poison ivy for you.
It's probably sugary sweet and tastes great with butter on it. I get it.
Yeah. But you wouldn't eat it, would you? I mean, you wouldn't even feed it to your dogs.
No.
So what you have to do is you have to go through all of your foods. You have to go through your cat food, your dog food, your ice cream, your spices. Everything has to go out of that house. Your partner that's living with you, your husband, your wife, your children cannot have gluten in the house because there's cross-contamination. And that cross-contamination is enough to activate your intolerance. Now, 67%. Now, this is according to tests done by the University of, or by what's that clinic up in Minnesota? Mayo Clinic did a study on this and found that 67% of all people are gluten intolerant in this country. 87% of all Mormons, Seventh-day Adventists, and Amish people are gluten intolerant, and it's because of the culture of eating so much grain. So much. Their whole culture is bread and potlucks and all this pasta and things like this in this country, and it just rips you up. It's like you just as well swallow a cat of nine tails and drag it out of your system, because it tears you up. It actually causes leaky gut syndrome. It causes you to not absorb any of your proper nutrients at all. And of course, what happens is that when you're gluten intolerant, what happens is you have these villi that line your gut. If you were to open up your intestines, just rip them open and lay them open, you would see like a carpet-like appearance in there. And that's all the villi that stick into the lumen of the gut. And as you're, by the time you've chewed everything up and it's gone through your stomach, you basically are a juice machine. And that juice flows through your intestines. And as it flows past those villi, the villi have blood vessels in it that attract the nutrients out of that into the bloodstream. Okay. And if there's a negative charge, which plant-derived minerals have a negative charge, minerals that are not plant-derived do not have a negative charge. That's why they don't go into the bloodstream very well. But the negative charge attracts the vitamins and minerals into the bloodstream to the liver. They go to the liver for distribution to all parts of the body, and it is actually a chemical factory also. Okay, so but what happens is that when you take gluten in, if you're gluten intolerant, those villi swell up, not just externally, but internally as well. And the blood supply is cut off of them. They slough off. And then it's just like a straight tube going through your body, and you can't absorb hardly anything that way. So that's why we try to restore digestion first. And this is not just about selling you minerals, selling you vitamins. We are here to actually help coach you. And that's part of this website is so designed in such a way to walk you through understanding all these concepts of nutrition that will enhance your ability to heal yourself, to take these things in hand. And it's like giving you there's an old saying that says, if you feed a man a fish, you'll feed him for a day. If you teach him to fish, he'll feed himself for a lifetime. Well, what we want to do is teach you how to handle your own nutrition yourself and understand the principles involved. And once you do that, and you find the results from that, you're not going to depart from it. You're going to continue on for the rest of your life so that you can lengthen your life. And here's, oh, okay, great. The main thing is that I had a friend in chiropractic just die of a heart attack at age 68. Now, he was a NUCA doctor, and he knew what he was doing, helping people, and he was under NUCA care himself. But he died at age 68. That's way too short of his full potential. Now, I raised 3 boys under NUCA care, under chiropractic care, and I'm under it myself. And the thing of it is that the thing of it is that I know that it's helped a lot of people. I would say, let's see, what can you repeat that? See what it said? All I know is that 50 years ago, no one had gluten intolerance, maybe because bakers baked bread the old-fashioned way. Well, actually, we don't know. I don't know. I do know that there is evidence of gluten intolerance in the past. We just didn't know about it. You see, it's one thing to know about it. It's another thing to be ignorant. Some of these discoveries haven't been made till recently, and it was only by the study from Mayo Clinic where we began to understand that their gluten intolerance is there. Now, when I first started with Dr. Wallach, I thought he was using that as an excuse for people that didn't get better. Well, after having had long experience with people with the vitamins and minerals and seeing the difference in those that got off the gluten and those that didn't, I've seen the difference. And you have to get it completely out of your house. And I mean, that goes for you, that goes for Chance, that goes for everybody. Because if you've got a 60% chance of having it here, how do you know if you got gluten intolerance? Because, and who gets gluten intolerance? Well, first of all, gluten intolerance can be passed down by cord blood and breast milk from mother to child. So if the mother is gluten intolerant and she's consuming gluten, she will pass it on to her children. Now, the interesting thing is that if a mother is gluten intolerant, but she is gluten free, she may not pass it on to her children. Okay. There are people that have been born of mothers that are gluten intolerant that don't participate in gluten at all and end up with children that aren't gluten intolerant. So the thing that it will result in is basically in leaky gut syndrome. And one thing that can happen with leaky gut syndrome is you'll have undigested food going into the bloodstream. Then what do you do? Because it gets into the joints, gets into different parts of your body and causes tremendous inflammation. So I don't know if GMO is causing it or not. I just don't know. Dr. Wallach seems to think that it goes farther back than GMO. So I don't know whether in Europe it has a problem like we have here. Some people say gluten doesn't bother them over there like it does here. I don't know. I don't know the truth to that. But what I do know is that if you are gluten intolerant and you get off all the gluten for 90 days, and then once you're off that gluten for 90 days, then go eat a big meal of gluten. And if you react to it, you'll know you're gluten intolerant. And that's it. Bob's your uncle. And we'll see you on the show on Tuesday night.
Guys, pay attention because I'm going to be announcing it on my Telegram page. And we're going to be promoting Doc Wiedemann's show. And I will be on the first 2 episodes of his show. And when is the first show going to be?
Tuesday night, from what I understand, right?
Tuesday night, 8:00. Okay.
We're going to try to do it this coming next Tuesday. This coming Tuesday.
Okay, so. I'm going to tell you, I've already talked the legal aspects of it over with Doc Wiedemann, and I want you guys to pay attention to this show because they have got hours and hours of video with an interview with Dr. Wallach. that they are going to play on the show. And every time before one of those videos is played, we're going to have a legal disclaimer that nobody can, it's only for playback only. You cannot copy, download, or use any of the material. Okay. So,
well, I want you to know, Chance, that, excuse me, Chance, I want to just mention that I discussed that with Marvin, and there are some legal things that he has not covered yet that he's not willing to do that, but we have other things. We have other B-rolls that we can run. So,
okay, well, listen,
on the website.
Maybe you can, maybe if you can't play the video, maybe you could play the audio.
Well, we can show a still, from them, maybe, and,
okay. Well, you try to figure it out, because the videos would be very, very helpful to the audience. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Remember, he only has an hour, so it's going to be kind of tough to put it within that hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're basically wanting to teach people how to use this website to better themselves, you go to Get Docs Minerals. Now, I want to say something about the address here, getdocsminerals.com. Google does not like you going there. So what you have to do is put the HTTP in there, / www. And you cannot let Google split the word up, because what it'll do is it'll make it into a search where it's going to Get Docs Minerals and not put the .com on. You have to correct it and make sure that it says getdocsminerals.com all together into a URL, because it's not a search item. It is, yeah, there you go. And put the www in there, Doc, if you can.
Gotcha.
.getdocsminerals.com. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're gonna look forward to seeing you Tuesday night, and I'll be on as this guest. And best of luck with the show. I'm gonna help promote it everywhere that I can. Please tune in, guys, because this is for your health.
Yeah, we're here to coach you.
That you can be.
Yeah, if you get a hold of us through the website, we will contact you and help you get started where you can afford it. We never rob anybody's piggy bank. We're very careful about staying within your budget. We preach keeping in your budget, because we believe that God will bless you when you do that. When you stay within your budget, He'll bless what you can do, and then you can grow later to where you can afford it.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Wiedemann. We appreciate you, and we'll talk to you soon. And
thank you.
You bet. God bless you. And
God bless you too.
Guys, okay, I don't have the guitar here, but we are doing another guitar raffle, okay? It's a nice acoustic guitar. I'm going to play it. I'm going to sing it next week. I'm going to have it right here. And it's $5 per ticket. So if you buy 10 tickets, then you got 10 chances out of however many we sell. Okay. So we've already gotten a few tickets in, and it's about a $400 value with the guitar, the case, the shipping, and everything wrapped up. We put in an electronic tuner, an extra set of strings, and all that stuff. Very nice acoustic guitar. I kind of hand-picked it out of several ones. It is an overseas guitar. It is a Chinese guitar, but I'll tell you what, they're getting pretty darn good at making those things. So you're not going to be disappointed in the instrument. Okay. So here's what you do. If you want a chance to win the acoustic guitar, dreadnought sized acoustic guitar, then you send $5 per chance to $McFadden Chance on Cash App, or to chancemusic@yahoo.com if on wise.com. Now keep in mind, we will not be shipping the guitar overseas. It will stay in the continental United States. Okay. So that's the deal on that, guys. Now, is my fan on? Yes, it is. I'm sorry. This microphone on this computer is incredibly sensitive, but I am going to read now the intel that is from the intake officer. Oh, Ken's acoustic guitar went down on him last week. Uh-oh, Jerry. Okay. Sorry to hear that. Okay, here we go. This is from the intake officer, and this came in today at 2:30 in the afternoon. Okay. So this is fresh news, guys. Chance, I was told Reno received a call late last night asking for 24 to 48 hour delay. The reason being Trump wants the budget bill passed to avoid government shutdown. Keep in mind that the Treasury is part of the government, and that's where our funds are. Reports of liquidity are doubtful. That's misinformation because people have been getting liquid. I was told on the call today there is no full liquidity yet. Again, misinformation. Folks may have appointments, but their appointments seem to continually move around. No, that's not true. It's just few. The appointments are few and far between. Test fund advances or healing funds should not be confused with full liquidity of funds. Okay? No new rate has been published by Iraq to date. Well, not exactly, because the Kurds are getting paid $273 per dinar, and they ain't liking it. Okay, like I said earlier, dinar rate is still considered to be a factor. Stop it! Stop it! My phone's acting up. Here it is. And the United States Treasury note has not been announced, and any benefits to be derived from Nasara have not yet been announced, much less materialized. Well, that's not true because we have many people who have had credit cards and everything else disappear. Doc G's having his stuff disappear. Okay, so there's some misinformation in this. And I'm glad that I could point it out to you. I was told again today that Tier 4B, which we know there are no tiers, but it's what you guys call Tier 4B, will be redeeming Zim bonds with or without associated humanitarian projects. That came in at 2:30 this afternoon. Interestingly enough, this next part is more geopolitical than anything else. But if you remember back during Trump's first term, how he had such a fantastic relationship with the government of India, if you remember that, and how everybody applauded him when he went to India. India broke away from its BRIC alliance, saying they have no interest in joining Chinese, Russian, or Brazilian attempts to undermine the United States dollar. Okay. And like I said before, I'm awestruck that Iran wouldn't want this for their country and for their citizens. Why they would be even trying to make any instruments of destruction, it just doesn't make any sense. It could be just part of the leftist narrative. We don't know. But I know one thing, and I know this for a fact. God wants all of us to have abundance. Everyone. It may be coming slow, but it's coming. Okay? 520-741-8. Shlama. Okay? I am health. I am wealth. Abundance and joy. We're just about getting ready to close down, but listen, Doc G, if you want to bring on Lillian just for a little bit and have her say hi.
She left.
She left. Okay. Well, Lillian, we'll catch you next week. Okay. Maybe we'll be live from Mexico or something. Why are you passing along misinformation? I am reading the information that I got from the intake officer, and I am telling you what part of it is misinformation. Okay. I am not passing along it. I'm reading it verbatim, and then I am telling you what part of it is misinformation. Okay. Modi's still in office? I don't know. I don't care. I don't. I care about three things. I care about three things. This is the three things that I care about. Human trafficking. Stopped, eliminated permanently. 2, the Republic being restored. Along with the Republic being restored is return to gold-backed currency and and common law and the end of Admiralty Maritime Courts and all this stuff. And 3, the revaluation of currencies. That's the only thing that means anything to me. Everything else, besides personal health issues, doesn't mean anything. So if you're following the movie and you're controlling the narrative or you're trying to control the narrative, it don't matter to me. I don't care. Yes, the aggro checks are in the same category as a Zim bond, and they will be dollar for dollar. Okay? They're not a bond. That's true. They're not, but they are recognized. I know because of what the intake officer has told me. They're still good. I've got some. It's all good. Okay? Randy says, I'm with the Native American Sovereign Group, and the Admiral says no one has been paid, and that is not true. Okay? Why do I say that? Because I know people in the Admirals group that went in. And no, I'm not going to say their names. And if you don't want to believe me, I don't care. These people have gone through in different groups one way and the other. Okay? Because it's part of the test. They want to see how the Redemption Center, how the QFS is going to handle multiple dozens, maybe even hundreds or thousands of currency exchanges simultaneously. So, guys, that's what I got for tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. Doc G, what are your final thoughts for tonight, brother?
Oh, geez, we had so many great things going on tonight with so many different people. I just want everybody to keep the positive outlook, as Brian would say, but don't rely on too many other things. There's a lot of negative things out there. People saying a lot of bad things. I see a lot of good things. I'm looking at this side of the this side. If a bus is going down the road and there's rocks on one side, I'm looking at the beautiful flowers and all the beautiful things on this side of the road. That's where I'm trying to stay, in the enlightenment, the happiness, the moment. And that's what I'm trying to look for, the moment. I see us as a people getting stronger, getting better, getting healthier, and definitely will that bring more wealth and more success. Well, to me, it's going to. Because I guess the more we do to help other people, the more we get successful, the more successful we get, and it's just reciprocal. So that's all I can say. Just keep on doing what you're doing and make it happen. As a professional, as a person, just keep believing what you want to believe and just make it happen.
Exactly. We have no room in this universe. We have no room in this universe for negativity. Positive energy, positive vibrations. Okay. Okay. Obama's birth certificate. We don't care. We know what it was, but we don't care. Okay? Because that's concentrating on the negative. Okay? All we want is positive. I try to find the positive in even the negative, and it can be done. It can be done. You have to work at it. Try to, yeah, I get it. I get free Intel chat room and complain. Okay, yeah, let's okay. If you're complaining that you haven't got the money that you think you deserve in the RV, or if you're complaining about this or you're complaining about that, okay, yeah, then what I got to say is this. You could be a narcissist. Who wants to be a narcissist? Okay. I'm broke. And I only way I'm paying my bills is through you guys. You're keeping me on, keeping me going. Okay. Without your donations to my Cash App, which is $McFadden Chance, or to my Wise account, which is my email address, chancemusic@yahoo.com. Without those donations, lights go off, no cable TV, no heat when it's cold, no air conditioning when it's hot. Without you guys, no water coming to wash my dishes. And I appreciate you more than you could ever know. So if you want to send a love offering, I just told you how. And if you want to send for the RV protocol papers, they are $50. And same payment information. Just make sure you email me and send me a screenshot of your payment, and I will. I'll get the RV protocol papers out to you tonight if I can. Okay, it's been a long show without having Wyatt and Brian on here and the other guys. But it's great to have Ann on. It's great to have Doc Wiedemann on. And Doc G, thank you again, because guys, remember, you got to buy the raffle tickets, because without Hamilton Radio, this show would not be on the air. This show would not be existing. Okay. So if you're a narcissist and all you can think of is yourself, then I'm sure there's plenty of channels out there that'll cater to you. Okay. If you want to piss and moan, go do it somewhere else, because I love you guys. I love you all. Even the ones that complain, I love you too.
Yeah,
Let's keep it positive. And I will see you all next week with Doc G and anybody else that comes on right here on Chance's Chat on Hamilton Radio 1 on YouTube and hamiltonradio.net. God bless you all. Good night.
Bye, everybody.